Hello, and welcome back to some Homestead Arcana. I have not been able to touch this game since we last played. Like I said, I would try, and I do apologize for that. Because I just wanted to see if I could get milk. Because that's going to be what we need, some milk. Like, holy shit, do we need a lot of milk. It's gonna get so annoying. So, today we're gonna try and just get some more side questing done, get more milk if we can. And yeah. At this point in the game, it's gonna probably be like last stream is gonna probably be what this stream's like. It's just gonna be more of this. And I don't kind of want it to be like that. I do apologize, but we do not really have many options at this stage if we want to get everything completed. So, with that being the case though, we're gonna just get some more harvesting done, keep going around. Trying to harvest up what we can of everything. I can't remember how much more wood I will need. Oh, that's probably already watered, it's just not visually shown. However, worst comes to worst, wood's one of those resources we've been pretty scarce on the entire run, or in the entire game, so not the end of the world to get it a little bit more. Oh, so I hope everyone's day's going well so far. Fucking last night I wrote a lot of code, and I actually may have written the cleanest fucking code I have ever written for a fucking tiny little assignment. There's literally a problem set is what it's called. And it makes me a little sad that there's gonna be like, it's not gonna be cared about. It's just, it's nice. I think like with the pointers and everything that I've done in it, there's not a single like, there's only a couple of things I didn't implement sort of thing, right? And I make a note of, it's like, yeah, I didn't implement these due to time constraints, and since this is an example project, I'm actually genuinely quite proud of it. Right, let's go look at stuff over at the box here, because this doesn't actually pause time. Oh, we're about to go into nighttime actually, right? So we'll just wait then for a sec. Once it's daytime, we'll go do another harvest round in the swamp at the very least, because I know we need more beast blood. A lot more beast blood. Though I think we did manage to get the amount that we needed last time. It would just be better to have
morning
more of it. Milk.
Sounds good to me.
Is there anything that we want? Decorative windmill, glowing flower. Barrels, a bowl, cobalt grass. I want to see what this cobalt grass is. Wow, that's Tragic. Alright, what is this? Don't care. God. Oh, is it done? Oh shit, that's actually not bad. All things considered. Yep, no, Ruby's quest is done now. We did that. Nice. Okay. God, what was I fucking working on last time? Alright, let's look at the quests. Need to make another resolve pendant because I'm not sending my only one. That's what we're waiting for. I was working on this, but artichoke hash requires cheese. This one requires duplicates of all of that. That one I haven't started working on, I don't think. That one I need to go probably look up a guide to find all of it. I started working on that one, but I don't think I've got orange bars. Let's do... Yeah, so I think I was working on the potions. So it's 10 flare, 10... Sorry. It was 10 flare, 10 phantom, 10 shadow. Good lord. Alright. Potions, flare. So we need one more rhubarb. And we should have that. Okay, make sure we keep making boiled cabbage at the moment, because I want to make sure I have a little bit of a buffer for my primary food source. Alright, so... now we should be able to make 10 flare potions. Correct? Oh, the money might be short, I don't know. Yeah, money's short. I mean, that's easy enough to fix. I'll just grab the money out of here. That might actually get me there. There we go. Okay, and then... passing the torch. So that's flare, phantom, and shadow. Phantom. We need cactus fruit and two more cactus fruit and a bunch more silver. Do I have any more cactus fruit in here? Or was that one of the things I was harvesting? Yeah, that was one of the things I was harvesting for. Alright. We want to go here then. I said I was gonna go get some of the beast blood, but like right now it's just not feeling in the cards. Because I'm gonna need a lot more flare spells is the thing. Just for myself alone. whoops, that was the wrong button. Let's try to press 1, not Q. Alright. Oh. Yeah, no, fucking, so I've gotten a lot of work done at the moment for all the stuff, that I've been, like, plodding along at. But I'm not gonna deny at this point, tomorrow I'm definitely taking a slow morning. Like, I need to sleep in and just lie around for a little bit and watch some videos or anime or something like that, because this week has been a really intense week for me, so I think I need to take like one solid day off, and then I will spend Sunday and Monday working again, because I have a list of things I want to get done before the end of Monday basically. And at the moment, I don't feel confident that I'm going to make that list done. Get to the end of that list. Not through any other reason than just sheer, like, time commitments and exhaustion. I don't like being the whole, like, oh, I'm tired, you gotta... please look after me, but like genuinely I have pushed myself a little hard recently. I mean, this week I got a reinvigoration of desire to get a lot of stuff done, so it's kind of, in a sense, it's a good thing, in a sense it's a bad thing, because I always push myself a little too hard in these circumstances. Alright, and then I'm gonna need, how is it 1-to-1 with tomatoes? Yes. I'm sure I have spare tomatoes around, right? I do not. Alright. I have some tomatoes. I mean, to be fair, we've not been harvesting them for a long time because we had such an excess. And like, I don't even need to do a full harvest to get all the ones I need. Okay, I'm gonna go drop the wood and bark off over here quickly. I could do with grabbing a little bit more metal, maybe. Wouldn't be the end of the world. But I'll grab that like next time I go harvest wood or something. Okay, beast blood. Let's go get some beast blood. Because surely those plants have regrown by now. I kind of want to just, yeah, keep grabbing at this slowly but surely. Because, again, we'll need more flare spells when we finally do get around to progressing. I might need to do a small sell-off at some point. Just to make sure I don't feel like I'm going to run out of silver from doing all the potion crafting. However, I have a feeling that like the spell quest, the quest I'm doing at the moment, has a good chance of probably giving me quite a return on silver. Because the quest is probably designed with the fact that it's like, okay, well, we're going to give you back some of the resources that you spent for it. I mean, if it doesn't, that'd be kind of scummy. Alright. Sorry, I am a little ill at the moment as well. That's kind of why I want to take the day off tomorrow. Oh, alright. God, those potion lots are gonna take quite some time, aren't they? Alright. The reason why I also want to keep making towards the cabbage, the ball cabbage, is because it's used for the other spell as well. Alright, so the spells are on the way of being done. That's ticked. Okay. Can't do that, so now we go haste, resolve, and resilience, and we also need another, so we need 2 resolve pendants, a haste pendant, and a then a thing. Oh. Okay, yeah, so we need haste, resilience, resolve, and we need 2 resilient. So it's gonna be a little bit, oh, hello. Alright, so 1 rose, 2 pepper, and 1 incense extract. Do I? Yeah, I do have enough for an extract. Okay. So it was 2 of those. Sorry, what was the other bit to it? So it was an extract rose. I need just an actual rose, which I think I need to just harvest that. Oh, also it's nighttime. Need a rest so we get the day cycle faster. Gotta get the milk, man. Gotta get the milk. Okay, where is my roses? They should be there, though. Hey, bud, do you have milk for me?
Morning.
Pain. Alright. More boiled cabbage. On the way. Okay, so now we make the extract. No. How much is it for the incense? It's 3. Okay, that's why. I mean, like, we've got more than enough. Okay, now that these are done, now it's the shadow one that we need 5 of. No, 5 of, 10 of. Oh, good lord. There we go. Alright, that'll start cooking up. And then we grab that, and that should be a resolve pendant. So, while that's brewing up, we need... So we're gonna need double this because we need 2. Is it 2 for that specific quest? So it's haste, resolve, and resilience, and then this is resolve. So we actually need a second one of the one that we just did. Oh, that's easier. Oh, that's fine. Okay, and then it was some of these. And I need to make the actual extract. Keep forgetting that it's actually that one bit of the process. Oh, all right. And then food. So because this is a same item, this should be curable, right? Yeah. Okay. So that means we need 2 pumpkins, 1 soybean oil, and is it, how many yucca fruit was that, sorry? 1 yucca fruit, okay. Soybean is, I think, a 2 to 1 for that one. So just 1 of those, 2 of those, and I'm pretty sure it's 2 to 1 for the soybean oil. Yes. Cool. That's that one prepped. Okay, haste pendant. Sunflower, 2 yucca fruit, and 1 rose extract. We can make a rose extract at the moment because we did just harvest. So we need 2 more yucca fruit. That's 1. I'm sure there's another one around here. Yep. And then it was sunflowers, right? Was the other one? Yeah, 1 sunflower. Nice. So that should be everything for the other 2 pendants. Lovely, lovely. Okay, so then, good lord. Right, 5 pumpkin gourds. What is a pumpkin gourd in this? Oh, there's the orange bars. I didn't fucking see it earlier. Orange cornflower. Oh, that's easy. Okay, yeah, we can do that. Pumpkin soup. There's the cheese. We should just make cheese, because that's just going to unlock a lot of recipes for us. So we don't have the recipe for what is being talked about, I don't think. The gourd. Okay, I'm just having a quick look at my list over here. Gourd. No? It's not actually just referring to a fucking pumpkin, is it? Because that'd be just stupid if that's what it is. game is having a moment. Alright. Make me the next pendant. I'll run over and we'll find out real quick. It fucking is. Just say pumpkin then. God. You make me think because of the precise phrasing of it that it's a fucking specific thing. God damn it. And if anyone says, oh, duh, you should have known as a go on, can screw you. Okay, so that's still going. This has the beast blood in there. Okay, these are done. So that's the witch one done. The other witch one. Is it like passing the torch, I think is the name of it. Yep, there we go. We're starting to get to the point where it is down to just fucking requiring milk. I hear dragon. So milk. Milk. We've put this in. Oh no, we were going to put that one in. This one we'll need to go through. I think we can probably do. That one I need to go to explore for, I'm assuming. This one we could probably start working on soon. This one's going to take a while. This one's going to be a little tedium. I'm pretty sure. Let's go harvest some apples then, if that's been the case. Because we're going to need more, I'm pretty sure. Oh, big burst of stuff done now. Okay, and then last pendant. And then, let's see, So that's that. Need to look at that. Can start looking at that. Okay. Boy. All right. And there we go. So that's our first cheese. So, I'm pretty sure that needs 5. So I need 10 at least. Milk? 9 now. Bloody hell. Alright. 2 cats are curled up behind me right now. It's very cute. It's kind of hard not to want to look back at them constantly. Okay. So let's have a little look at the orange bar recipe. So it's orange and cornflour. We needed 5 of those. So we just need 1 more cornflour, which I'm pretty sure we have lying around somewhere, right? Or did I use it all up? I did. Okay. I know there was corn in one of these. Yeah. Make some more corn flour. Could make a lot more, but... Oh. Now we send off the pendants. This one. I love that it pulls the oldest from my inventory, which means it keeps pulling the ones from down the bottom. Okay. Got my corn flour. So then we go to baked goods and we go and make these orange bars. So again, I'm pretty sure it's 5 of these that we need for that one quest. What does Hush Puppies need? Corn flour and soybean oil. Okay, I think I need 5 of those as well. So let's just grab 2 full stacks of soybeans and just start getting the oil going in the background. Because if it's more, then it means that we've already got 5 done. It's not a problem. And let's harvest some corn quickly, shall we? Get that milling. Hey, I said I knew I was gonna need more corn flour. Corn flour. Good lord. That just did not want to come out today, huh? Alright, objectives. So we need 3 blackberry pies. Which needs a lot of corn flour, some blackberries, and some date sugar. We've got a lot of date sugar done here. So it's just mainly the blackberries and the corn flour. Which I mean, like, corn grows pretty bloody quickly, so we'll probably have a few harvests of those and keep making it. My inventory is slowly getting filled up. I'm gonna probably have to do a bit of a quick purge in the near future. Okay, so it was, yeah, 5 and then 3 walnut pies as well. Walnut pie. Candied walnuts and corn flour. Candied walnuts. Okay, okay. I need orange juice for that. All right, let's go pick up some oranges then. Because I think we still are kind of lowish on that. And it'll give a chance to give like a little bit of different atmosphere to look at. Yeah, it doesn't show up this time. That's weird. There was a thing where, like, it said get missing item a couple of times when I've run up to those. And it just seems like it must have been a random ass error. Nothing to worry about then. Okay, I need to make a bunch of orange juice now too, which I think the stuff's done. Also, I just realized it is nighttime, so sleep. Speed up that time. Okay, we want orange juice. Oh, got new tasks apparently.
Morning.
Chop. No! Be gone with you. Okay. I'll just wait for response. Okay. Wait for response. Wait for response. Yeah. All right. Okay. Stop making the hush puppies now, I think. So we need 5 of these? Which we can't make right now because it takes 2 fucking corn flour per thing. Good lord. Alright, well, we're just gonna keep making corn flour then. Lots of corn flour, lots of milk. Alright, now I need... Where's my walnuts there? So I think I only needed like 3 of these. Oh, I need 2 walnuts per thing. Oh, okay. Well, 2 walnuts per operation. Because so we need that for the pie. Which is just gonna need more corn flour. God damn, we're gonna need a lot of corn flour. Ugh. Okay, and then... Well, since it's a new day, let's head to the swamp quickly and see if we can get some more beast blood. Because beast blood is just going to continue being like the resource that pisses me off. With how much like I need it for stuff. If only that potion didn't last like about the time it takes to cast it fully, I would be a bit more appreciative of it. But yeah. It's because what was it? Flare potion is like a fucking 15-second, 20-second duration. Which is bloody horrendous. No, it's not grown yet. Okay. Oh, dude left finally. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna get the hush puppies done first. So that's 2 more. And that's that done for now. God. Right. Oh no, it was only 3 that I needed. That's bad. That was a waste then. Alright. That's on me. Alright. We need those. Blackberry leather is just blackberries. Okay, well, we're gonna need to start harvesting them, probably. Just to keep up with the demand that we're gonna get soon. But first of all, let's start getting these made. So we do need 5 of these. Starting to trim down my bloody chests. Alright. Rhubarb tea. Did I do that one already? No, I don't think I ended up doing it. Okay, well, I'm gonna deposit this cheese in here for now. We also had some hush puppies in here. That's actually sad. Okay, let's start moving things we need over there. And making sure, so what we need to do is I need to turn that into 3. That goes there. So this can go like that because that's all one thing. This is something and this is something. Let's take those out. Fuck it. You hungry? really hungry? No. Okay. So that is just waiting on the hash. We've got the strips done, blackberry and jam toast. Okay, so we need the spread for that, and we'll need sourdough, which I just fucking ate. So we'll make one blackberry jam. And I need... where is it? This. Get that mother yeast going. What is my corn at? Corn is at a point where it can be harvested again. Let's go. Keep getting that corn, keep getting that corn flour. All right. Food, corn flour, let's go. Oh, there is a message for me there. Who is you? What is you want? Play a way to fend them off. Okay, what do you want? To be precise. 10 grey potions, 10 shadow potions. Ouch! Alright. Fucking hell. That's the mother yeast back. So I actually only need one of that, the toast. Fucking hell. Alright, so it was grey and shadow. Date, silver, and lavender tea. And shadow was tomato and boiled cabbage. Okay, we'll just get more cabbage going then. Okay, so that's another bit to the, one of the quests. Oh. We're getting a lot of these prepped. So that just requires the pies now. Which isn't too bad. Alright, let's harvest more tomatoes then as well, because we're gonna need more. Oh, I'm not exactly happy about how much potions are getting made, because that's really bloody expensive. Need more boiled cabbage. I don't happen to have like another random hit of cabbage waiting around, right? Don't think so. It is almost night time too. Just gonna toss the resin in here for now. Good lord. Our inventory is a bloody mess. Whoa, that fucking launched me. Alright, please have cheese, please have cheese. Well, milk. Please, please.
Morning.
Pain. Oh, there's my responses. I'll get to those later. I need the corn first, because we need more corn flour. Or. Come on. Go get that game. I find that fascinating, right? Because like, so different people talk to like the game differently, right? So sometimes they'll talk to their character, sometimes they'll talk to themselves, or sometimes, like me a lot, they'll talk to the game itself. And I have to wonder, like, kind of what... I'm wondering if that's because, like, I come from the game dev perspective. Is that, like, I typically refer to the game more than anything because everything within the game constitutes as the game. Which sounds really... Whoa, what the fuck happened there? Which sounds really stupid to kind of, like, say out loud, though, saying that. But, like, it's true. Is that the character is the game. Or part of. One aspect of it. I have to wonder. It's just like, well, what do other people do? Like, do you refer to your character as their individual self? Do you refer to the character as a character? Do you refer to the, like, when you're referring to stuff, is to the game? Or do you refer to yourself? It's like, oh, she should have hit that. Oh, I should have hit that. Ah. Like that sort of stuff. I wonder. Right. Baked goods. Blackberry pie. We need 3 of these, which I need way more blackberries for. Like, I know I use, like, hour as phrasing quite a lot, but that's kind of just because that's the inclusive nature of doing streaming. In my eyes, like, it's better to say hour for inclusion's sake. Okay, so that's 3 of those. So that is all of the ones for that done. So now I need to start making the walnut pies and the rhubarb tea, which means I need rhubarb. Do I have spare rhubarb in the chest? Because I know I've got 2 in my inventory. And how much rhubarb tea do we need? It's 5, right? Yeah. I mean, 1 harvest puts us at 5. I'm assuming, is it a 1-to-1 ratio though? I assume it is because it doesn't say like strong. Beverages, rhubarb tea. Yes, it's 1-to-1. Oh, cool. But like I've talked about as well in the past that like I will ask a question not expecting an answer just because you do that to yourself anyway, right? Like when you're playing the game, you'd like sit there in your head and go like, do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? But it's verbalization because can't just sit there quietly. I wouldn't enjoy watching that myself. I enjoy watching content that's not always talking, but I also enjoy content that is talking somewhat regularly, I guess. Like Wanderbot. Wanderbot's a perfect example of like someone that I genuinely think is a great content creator. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do I think he's the perfect content creator? No. I'm not gonna toot anyone's horn that well. Because I also enjoy very different content sometimes. Okay, so we needed 3 of these. Cool. But like, I definitely will not deny, if I was to look at the people that I model my content after the most, it would probably be like Balmy and Wanderbot, I would hazard to say. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what does the rest of the grey spell need? Is it dates? Okay, 1-to-1 date ratio. So we have 2 there. So if I grab the 3 that I clicked on, good lord, come on, bud, you can do it. Okay, I might need more silver though for. Yeah, I ran out of silver. That's fine. We've still got plenty in the chest. Got plenty in the bank. So this one I can just keep making to max because I did get the numbers exact with the lavender and dates. So that's that done. Okay, so who wanted the rhubarb tea? Last meal. So much work for such little reward. I mean, it's side quest. It's what you'd expect. Like, at this point in time, the simple argument is I'm completing stuff for the sake of completing stuff, not because I want a reward. Is it wrong for a game to just have, like, some stuff to do for achievement's sake? Is like an argument. And I'm fine with games that don't excessively pad. Like, this does feel a little intense at some moments just because of the milk. But like the idea is that this is supposed to be like, I feel like this game is supposed to have kind of a community social attachment going on with it. But the problem is that there's only like 3 characters I interact with, and one of them I've killed. The others I contact via mail. At least with like Slime Rancher or Stardew Valley, like there's a desire for social interaction in those games, but it actually facilitates them somewhat. Like even in Slime Rancher 1, there was quite a surprising amount of social moments between you and the other characters of the cast. But you could also just skip over it and not care, which I kind of fit into that category, I'll be honest. And that's I think the problem I have with this is that it doesn't really grab me with the characters. I honestly don't care. They're just milking it. I don't... Let me correct that. That's how it feels, but that was not what was probably intended. Again, like, what I think was intended was there was supposed to be a social bond there. With, like, the player and the sub quests and all that sort of stuff. I'm pretty sure that was the intention. But I just think they may have missed the mark a little bit, or at least that's how it feels, right? Like, I will not deny it does feel quite egregious, some of the stuff I have to do. And it's just kind of padding time, but that's definitely not what was probably intended. There's always the big difference between like what was intended by the game developer and designers and what actually happens, and I cannot fault them for what they've tried to do. I can see what they've tried to do. It's just like there's a lot of little parts that is where, like I've talked about, the economy in this game does feel a bit but like again, that was probably something that they didn't quite have a good answer for. That was, what was the walnut pie a part of? Rhubarb tea and orange bars. Like, I'm not saying that they stole ideas from anywhere, but like this game does feel very similar in philosophy to Slime Rancher, but it just didn't hit some specific strides that we typically think of when it comes to Slime Rancher, right? And I'm not going to say a game's bad because they didn't hit the perfect. That's why I keep talking to the fact that like this game's fun. Like, say what you will, it is fun. I do think some moments are egregious, but like, I play Yakuza. That game is like the 100% definition of egregious. I don't know. Again, maybe I'm like over defending. Maybe you're right. Maybe like they did have sinister like intentions, where they're like, we just want to pad the game time, right? But coming from the perspective of, again, the game dev angle, like, what am I doing? I should just do that. I sympathize a bit more, maybe, because like I remember promising that I'd get my game done by the mid-year point, or like the alpha state for it. That didn't fucking happen. And most people are pretty forgiving of that because they're like, yeah, well, with what you've actually managed to accomplish, it's still pretty impressive. But it doesn't stop the fact that I failed on what I said. The difference is that I've been very transparent about that. I've not seen the game devs to this, nor talked to them, so I can't tell what their intentions were. Like, this is one of those times where I wish I could actually interview the developers of this game and like poke questions, seeing like what the intention of the game was. Like, why did you design this game? What did you want? What was the vision originally? Do you feel like you achieved that? What did you learn from the development of this? These are the sorts of questions I'd love to fucking ask, because these are the questions that like actually matter. Not, oh, fuck off. Like, why didn't you make it so milk was obtainable another way? Like, that's a question you ask, like, so far down the list. And no matter what you say, that is still basically going and complaining to them. Like, where I wanted this. Why didn't I get this? Why didn't I get milk from this dude? Fuck you. But I will also not deny that, like, I am complaining about the milking stuff quite a bit. But that's because, like, fuck else am I supposed to do? I'm stuck in a situation where that's all I can do right now, is just wait for the milk. That's why I say, like, there's an argument to be made. It's like, oh, well, you should have been buying the milk immediately when every time he came in and you saw it, yada, yada, yada. Yes, I accept that, and that's a very solid counter argument. However, I'll also respond with, how the fuck was I supposed to know that that was the only way to get it? Because the game doesn't actually tell you. I found that out via the wiki. And I find that out quite late on. Now, again, on me, I could have gone and looked earlier, but that's a clarity issue. And it's now led to an excessive inflation of my time in this game, which is kind of annoying. But it's not 100% of the fault of the game devs. It's at the fault of the player. Oh, shit. Didn't mean to smack the fucking mic there. Had enough of this conversation. Ugh. No, I don't know. It's there's a lot to kind of analyze about that sort of stuff. That's why, again, like I stress, do not just kind of like dismiss the work that's been done. They've done a lot of work. This is actually a fairly well put together game overall. There's a lot of interesting decisions that they made, and I mean, like the way the camera swings is fascinating, because like what you might not realize immediately, so it slowly zooms in when you're not moving. That's kind of adding to a cinematic aspect. When you move, it gets left behind somewhat, and when I swing it, which is indicating the point where the arm is connected of the camera, is actually lagging behind the player. And I'm wondering, like, was that intentional? Or was that like one of those accidental things and they're like, you know what, we'll keep that? Like, that's the sort of stuff that you gotta look at. I don't talk to that stuff all that often because I don't like... There's a level of I don't quite like picking apart games too much, because there's a point where like you're just picking it apart for the sake of going like picking it apart, and some developers don't quite like that, right? I have had several situations with my assignments, because we have to design games and stuff like that, and that there's one that I'm working on as a group project at the moment, and there was someone that picked something apart that I'm just like, What's the point? Like, example point of this, and I find this fascinating. So one of the cards that we designed basically says, like, use X food tokens to deal damage, because there's food tokens in the game. I won't go into too much description of it, but yada yada, right? This is for a group project assignment. We do that, and then we get some playtesting done with another group. One of the people in there stated that they thought what that meant to them was, oh, well, I can just take food tokens that we don't have, food tokens from like the infinite pile of food tokens, theoretically, and just use that to deal an infinite amount of damage. Now, I'm gonna be honest. What the fuck? Why would I write a card like that? That seems stupid. But I accepted that. If you don't complain, how they're supposed to learn? Well, they're probably not gonna listen to the stream, is the first thing. Like, the likelihood of the developers of this game watching streams very low. On top of that, if they do, I do apologize for all the meanness. Like, I genuinely know how hard it is to make a game. But no, like, so going back to it though, so he kept complaining about that, and there's a level of non-constructive feedback that came from that. And I was like, cool, okay, well, I'll just add your to it to give clarification that, like, this is supposed to be your food tokens, not just the infinite amount. And he kept going. And it's like, look, I get where you're coming from. I know that you're trying to really, like, go, this is a problem you need to fix, but, like, that is not even that high on the list of problems of the game. All things considered. All things considered, game time was actually too long, and the bosses in it, or one of the mechanics in it, that's supposed to be like you fight this multiple times, they kept beating it in the first time that they fought it. So yeah, no, like, there were much more pressing issues, and to keep going after a solution had already been gone, like, yep, no, I already know what I'm doing, that starts becoming non-constructive and more just like you want your opinion noted and mattered. And it's like, yes, it's already been noted down. I had a book in front of me and I told them that, and I was writing down notes. It's on my on the brainstorm sheet that we have for my group. And my group basically turned around and we all agreed the exact same thing. It would just be a small text change for clarification. That's not out of this world of things to do. Some of the things I talk about in this game, they're much larger than just numbers or wording. I mean, like, there's the whole argument of tutorialization, right? So me talking about the milk thing, like, there is no clear information that I'm not going to be able to get milk any other way. Is that 100% just a text change? Like, on the milk itself says can only be bought. No, because we see, like, we see animals as well. And, like, so I made the assumption maybe there's going to be a way to get milk later on the line. But as I played the game, I started to come to the realization that the game's designed in a way that you're not intended to get everything on your farm. There's supposed to be, like, a vast majority of the stuff that you get is still from foraging. Which is where I actually point to an advantage Slime Rancher had, is that that wasn't really the case. You got stuff for the first time and then you could just farm it at home, or you could choose not to. You could just continue to keep getting it. Alright, festival. Let's start doing this one because we already did part of it. Caramel apples, jugs of apple cider, and 2 jars of applesauce. So we need a bunch of apple mash. Oh, there was apples there. But yeah, like there's a level of complaining about a game for the sake of just complaining, which I see a lot with larger ones because they're a lot more prevalent and it's much easier to see, right? And a good example is, and I again will praise this guy to the end of days, is Mort Dog, the head of design development / whatever for Riot Games Teamfight Tactics. In my eyes, the pinnacle of a design lead. He plays his game on stream, he talks with his community, he's harbored quite a no, I don't need wood, like quite a reputation in his community, and he's pretty outspoken about things. He won't speak poorly too much to other games. He will speak poorly to, like, he'll refer to going like, don't agree with this decision, or we'd never do this. Stuff like that. He'll say stuff like that, and he sticks to those things. Those aren't just idle statements. So I need 2 caramel, is it? Yeah. 2 caramel per thing, goddamn. But like, he deals with a lot of negativity because he words it as he's a shield for his team. And again, this is where I praise him, because he takes a lot of flack that he does not deserve. That isn't deserved, full stop. And it's a lot of people just going like, this is a multiplayer game, I lost because of you. It's like, no, you lost because you're bad. And not many people are willing to accept self-fault, right? We all want to go like, oh, it's someone, like, that's why I do feel bad sometimes, because like when the game hitches, that's not really the game's fault, that's my computer's fault, and that's my fault for not upgrading my computer. But in a sense, that's kind of why I phrase it the way I do, is like, I know the game will get there. I believe in the game. It's because it can deal with my shitty computer. God, this has gone like onto a very long conversation about game dev philosophy and responses. It's, again, I will not deny some of the stuff I'm talking about is really hard to like fully grasp unless you've been on the receiving end of a lot of this. Like, I've worked in software before. I've done all sorts of stuff. And that's why, like, I can speak to some degree as to like how it feels to just get told, nah, you're fucking wrong. Yes, that I actually do agree with. That is something that's very important, is that I, especially if you hear me complain at a lot, that's because I love the game so fucking. Also, just this fucking caramel there, god damn it. It's because I love the game a lot, and I can see that last little like push that it would need to just be just that bit better. But there's also a level of like, does that give you the right to bash the game? Because like, that's, again, that's where it gets really difficult, because like, especially with the game as a service model that exists nowadays, right, which is a very common system, and I don't agree with it at all being like the sole main like philosophy that a lot of games take. I'm okay with it in some occasion, but not only it.
Morning.
Okay. Alright, but like game as a service model, you see a game progress, right? You see it go through dev cycles and you see it play out. One thing I was thinking about the other day, and this is out of pure love for a game. Why the fuck does Warframe release all of its content at once when it releases content? Right? Now you might sit there and go, what do you mean? So what I mean by that is that like whenever it would release a large scale amount of content, there would always be a lot of the content released on the first patch, and then maybe like a couple of trickles later to clean up some things, and then there'd be nothing for a while. I have looked at other games successfully keep their engagement by trickling that stuff out. Honkai Star Rail is an example. I've seen that game be quite successful at retaining its players by having a regulated output cycle. And not just relying on events in between. Because it's got a regulated output cycle, people come back to the game. People have that reliability. Warframe has never really had that. The closest we had was kind of is the Prime Warframes. Is like we have the kind of knowledge that like every this many months there's going to be the next Prime Warframe, and we can pretty much guarantee which one it's going to be. Right? But that's something that I was just kind of like thinking on. They've started to do it a little bit now, but like I still think that they do too large of updates at once. And I know the Warframe community is not going to agree with me on that, right? Like in a fucking heartbeat, if they had any say they want more content. That's the problem though, is because they've had that for so long where they get one big burst of content that they love, and then they don't get anything for a couple of months. I can kind of see why they like, again, I was a huge Warframe fan. Not as much anymore. Alright, 2 jars of applesauce. But like, it's just, that's a point of call there. So I think the devs are really cool because they also were fairly transparent. But also, like, now that time has gone on, I've really come to see the faults that they actually had with some of that. So we need 3 apple mash. But like that's me talking to a larger scale company and executive decisions there, not developer decisions. Like I haven't watched it yet, but there was a thing the other day with the Diablo devs, and they played the game. And from what I have heard through third-party information, which I agree, I would probably agree with this third-party information had I actually seen it, and I probably will have a look at it later. It was horrendous, but it was not the devs' fault. It was whoever fucking put the video together. And that makes me fucking sad. Because, like, again, devs typically love the game that they work on. They just hate the company that they work for. Or they hate the executive behind said game. So again, if you hate a direction the game's going, a lot of the time, executive is the party involved because they're pushing for more money. That's not really deserved. However, I also know that like Riot Games has been called out for recently for a lot of questionable decisions that they've made. I know it was the new Jin Chroma skin that's getting released, which is literally I think one of the most expensive skins in the game, sitting at like, is it like 200 something USD to guarantee it? And then like also the recent controversy around the last ultimate skin that they did with Samira, where it was lower quality than a legendary skin in some regards. Like, it's really fucking hard, because it's clearly they have these great intentions, but it just doesn't land. And I do not blame the designers for the skins or anything like that. I blame the person that decided that to be priced the way it was, because it was they've even come out saying like the reason they don't like doing ultimate skins is because there's such a high prestigious like expectation behind them, and I think that is an understatement to say the least. There is a huge expectation when it comes to an ultimate skin in League of Legends. The fact that the Misfortune one that they released barely stuck to kind of the argument there. And like the Seraphine one was really questionable. But like DJ Sona is probably actually the worst of the lot, if anyone, realistically speaking. The only reason it's good is because of the music that came out of it. Speaking plainly. Like, the fact that they added some of that was pretty cool. Joseph, oh, did I make too many? Oh, actually, yeah, no, that's right. I just made 3 because that was how many I could make. All right. So now we're down to 2 that require cheese, and then we've got this one. Good God, we've got a lot of stews to make. So can I actually see those stew recipes in here? So farmer, hearth. It was farmer and hearth, I'm pretty sure. Farmer, hearth, and philosopher's stew. Oh, geez. Okay. That's freaking expensive. Okay. I don't know. Again, like, this conversation has literally just been born from the whole, like, just be nice to game devs and, such like that. I fucking hate every time I open up, like, any Twitter thing and see, like, a report about how death threats have been sent to a game developer or a designer or a director. And just like, I didn't like this about this game, so I'm going to literally commit a criminal act. Not gonna, because the games just seem to be getting worse, and that's a shame. I'm gonna be honest, I've not really liked a lot of the decisions being made over by Bethesda for a long time. I do not think that they give their games enough time in the oven. This game does look like they've tried to. And I have a lot of cohort around me that are going to be playing it on release. Is it Starfield is the name of it, I believe? Will I be playing it? Probably not. I'm going to have the controversial take of, like, Skyrim was a fun game, but it also was kind of shitty in a lot of regards as well. The fact that it's still popular now is mainly through mods or from people finally trying it out. And it's the same argument with Minecraft. The difference is Minecraft kept development cycle going and improving the game. Adding. Like, ironically enough, Skyrim was a perfect game to try and take the game as a service model to. Where, like, they would keep releasing DLC expansion cycles and keep doing cleanup and touch up. Like, honestly, that would have actually been really, really good for the game. I think that would have worked out quite well. Instead, they just re-released it 7 times and then kept releasing the shit parts of it. Never actually truly giving the development team enough time to actually clean it. Also, to be fair, they keep using a very outdated engine, and it's at a point where they do need to either decide to use a external engine or update the engine drastically, because that's the reason why there is problems, because they've been using the same engine for like 3 decades, I think. Pretty much. I think it's 2 decades. So, eggplant stew and roast pepper. Which is roast tomato and eggplant. Okay. Well, we're going to probably need more eggplants, and we're going to probably need a lot of tomatoes. Oh, we do have a lot of roast tomato done, though, actually, now that I think on it. But yeah, I will agree there is a level of quality discrepancy with Bethesda nowadays. Like, in recent times, they have released 1 or 2 games that are like gorgeous, right? In the last like 10 years, they've been phenomenal. But it's just not often enough to justify some of the poor decisions that they make on a more regular basis. And that's what makes me sad. Again, I stand by it's probably decisions that are far outside of the developer's side of things, right? But I do know a lot of people I am close friends with are going to be playing it. Can you update an engine to... so... This is where I actually can explain quite a bit about an engine, conceptually. An engine is kind of like a software. But it's designed to facilitate what you're doing, right? So... The short answer is, can you continuously update an engine infinitely? Yes. However, the libraries that you construct, because that's the thing, right? So an engine is a lot of library data and a lot of collated information, and it's basically... An engine does stuff so the developers don't have to do it again, all right? something you with programming you learn quite a lot is the idea of using a say if I tell the program to do one thing, and then in like a few lines later I tell it to do it again, and then in like another section I tell it to do again. Why not just make a function that does it? So it means that I just call the function 3 times instead of writing the same code 3 times. Does that make a bit of sense? Because that's what an engine is. Instead of having to write a gazillion lines of code, basically, you make an engine, or you use an engine. Fine. So as long as you're constantly updating the libraries and all that sort of stuff, so I'm sure that they could probably like update their libraries and systems around the Bethesda's client that they use, the Bethesda one. I can't remember what it's called. What is Bethesda's engine called? Is the engine creation engine. Its initial release was 11 years ago. So yeah, they've been using it for over a decade. Which, if you think about it, so we're talking about 2011. So the same engine that they made Morrowind on and Fallout 3, that is what they have done. Like, that's the same engine they're using currently. It's a C++ written one too. Okay. Won't go into too much more detail on that, but point is though. Sorry, I was going to make this stew now. Farmer stew. So, do I think that they need to spend more time on their engine, specifically? Yeah, I think that would be the correct answer. Right, artichoke soup. We need thing of. We don't have artichoke soup. Because it requires milk. So I need 6 milk for this. Okay. Why not? Why not? Bean soup. So we need 6 bean soup, which is just 6 soybeans. Is there a command console? Where have I left my soybeans again? There. But yeah, so it's just a question of like resource time, right? So it takes a long time to update an engine. There's a reason why you don't, like, Unreal makes a shitload of money, right? And you don't see their engine update all that often. Because of a lot of reasons. So, is it easy to update an engine is more the question. Could I infinitely update an engine? Yes. Could I do that resource-wise? That's a lot of money, a lot of time, very expensive. Overall. For resources. But yeah, no, it's Bethesda's engine hasn't really been upgraded enough to warrant things. That's why, like, there's been discussion about how they should just move on from Creation Engine. Which again, it's Bethesda makes a lot of money, so there's an argument to just go, nah, fuck, they should just pucker up and make a new engine. And I think that would be the correct answer. They should be able to afford it. Especially with who owns them nowadays. Like, it shouldn't be too much of a fucking problem. Right, we need cactus juice. Cactus juice is a beverage. I need 1 to 1, so I need more cactus. I know, it's like, I also kind of almost want to ask the question, like, what would you want to see out of Bethesda then? Like, because Draken, you mentioned quality, right? Like, what decisions would you want to see done from like a non-game dev perspective, just like the player perspective? Because I've kind of gotten to a point where I can't really see player perspective as well anymore. I can only see it in an analytical sense. They're gonna make a creation, so they say. Yeah, but that's been talked about for a long time from memory. Which puts it in the realm of, I'll believe it when I see it. But no, like, it's because I'm just wondering, it's like, do you want to see, like what? Do you want better physics? Do you want, because like some people really love the fact that Skyrim has got like the bugs it does, right? Because some of the interactions do lead to some really funny and funky things, but you have to go out of your way for it. I mean, like, if we're going to talk about stuff, though, there is always the acknowledgement, and I will not deny this, of Fallout 76, right? And we could go into that. That was a poor decision on so many parts. That was actually one time I will not defend developers, because there was decisions made by both the developing party and the executive party that was fucking horrendous. See them update their game. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, like, it is, again, this is why I say, like, there's very valid answers here. And I do not think anyone in any sense is going to be wrong for what they say, right? But there's also a level of, like, so I'm a Blizzard fanboy. Was. Being actually more the phrasing now, which makes me really depressed. I was a huge lover of Blizzard games. I have played a lot of StarCraft 1 and 2. I've played a lot of Warcraft games. World of Warcraft I played a good bit of for a long time. And I loved Diablo 3, which I know a lot of hardcore Diablo fans will fucking skin me alive for saying Diablo 3 and not Diablo 2. I love Path of Exile more than Diablo 2 because that actually just finished what was started. Alright? Okay. So moving on. I loved those games, but yeah, no, there's been some decisions that have been less than good on their part. I'm not going to defend them in the slightest. And do I think that's mainly the executive branch? Yes, I do think it's mostly the executive branch being fucking shitheads. And it's unfair to fully judge the games now. just kind of makes me sad. Right. Like, I really, really, really loved those games. And I think that's where we get to that argument of like a game as a service model. Is like there's some good things and some bad things. You get more of what you loved, but eventually you'll hate what you loved. I see that a lot of the time. I mean, fucking the only reason I think stuff like Teamfight Tactics, the Riot made auto chess has succeeded as well as it has with a lot of things is because they've kept changing up the script. They have their seasons and they change, like the game drastically changes between them. New units, new mechanics, all sorts, right? And they keep improving each set. League doesn't have that. League tries to do stuff like that with every what is it? Is it season or is it? I can't remember, but like everything. And to not make promises they can't keep. That is something I completely understand, right? So like here I am talking earlier about like how I promised the game, the thing I'm working on, an alpha state of it mid-year. And we're more than past mid-year now. And now I'm promising it again, an alpha state in maybe a month's time. And I'm not even sure I can actually make that. So there's an argument. I keep making promises I can't keep, but I'm also being transparent the entire time. Look at the guys that fucking over with Final Fantasy 14. They've actually come out sometimes with for apologies stating they can't meet the deadline. And you know what the fucking difference between, and I'm getting heated on this, you know what the fucking difference though is between them and like most of the Western development companies? They were fucking crying on stage because they're upset that they couldn't meet the deadline. They're actually genuinely upset that they couldn't meet it, and they are begging for forgiveness. Because they feel fucking terrible that they were not able to accomplish what they were, they'd promised. Look at fucking, I think there was a conference for that, and then like a week later there was a conference from Blizzard, or a week before, I can't remember, and they basically told them fucking no, that was that's right, that was the fucking time where they did the big fuck up with the you guys don't have phones with Diablo Immortal, which was such a PR disaster. Blizzard has not had good PR for a long time. Then they kind of sort of fixed it with Diablo 4, because that's their last chance, right? Let's be honest. If Diablo 4 fucking sucked, then Blizzard was not climbing back up. But that is a fucking polarizing thing of one company having the head of the company come in and bow, crying, and apologize. And then a bunch of dickheads with PR stuff insulting their audience. So that's where I think I'm not quite obviously as to the extent that those over at Square Enix and such were for when it comes to like apologies and stuff. But like there's also the fact that I do stream my development cycle a lot. So people can actually see like how much I've worked on, how much I'm working on things, and how I'm not like just fucking around. I am working hard. So I guess there's that is part of the reports that I have now managed to develop. Now that there is the expectations on me and stuff like that, like there's a lot of expectations on this game now. And sure, it's only from like about 100 or so people, but like, do you have any idea how much it means to me to have 100 people going like, I'm excited for your game? That means 100 people actually care that I do something. Which is a fuckload more than I've ever really had in my life. Okay, I can't go any further because this is when I hit the, needing artichoke soup, which requires milk. So I'm just going to put these in here for now. I'm sorry I got as intense just then, by the way, about some of that. I kind of lost my cool a little. But it's again, this is stuff that I'm extremely passionate about. I love making games, and I understand where people that want to make games come from a lot, and how they just get fucked over. They don't get to make games. They don't get to have fun doing the things that they want to do. So, yeah, no, I do feel upsetty spaghetti when I see developers basically used and abused by both their executive branch and their community, when it is the executives that keep making fucking shitty decisions. And then, like, in Western companies, the fact that they're not willing to apologize to their players. Like, we all make jokes at, like, Todd Howard and stuff like that, right, when it comes to Bethesda, but, like, it genuinely is an upsetting thing, right, when, yeah, we get promised a lot of cool things, and we don't get it delivered, and it does suck. I stand by, like, I'd love for them to actually go back and keep working on Skyrim, right? There is so much they could have done with Skyrim at this stage as well. But it shouldn't have had a re-release until an engine update, like a substantial engine update occurred. And that's only because, like, it would need an update at that point, by comparison. Alright, we have a lot of potions here that I'd like to work on. So that's actually the stew that we need. We've got one of them, but we need to make two of them. So that does actually trim down how much we need if I just use that one. By one. So we only need 5, so we need 14 more. God, that's going to be 14 more milk at this stage. Okay, I'm actually going to Google. Okay. Do you think Todd Howard should go? I don't think he's got actually that much bearing on things. I think a lot of people give him more credit for than he's due for decisions being made. I think he's just a design head. Like, I think he just designs kind of what's going on. Doesn't really do anything else. Maybe I know. Okay, send 3 pumpkin pies to the town. 3 pumpkin pies, 3 apple pies. Let's do that. So we need grilled apple and corn flour. There's still quite a bit of corn flour in here, right? So how many do we need again? It's 3 each, right? Yeah, 3 each. So I needed 2 apples per thing. So we need 6 apples in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But no, I think like at this point in time, Todd Howard's just kind of like a directed, like the community's directed targeting, right? That's where like they throw their shite at. We need date sugar for this one. So we need 3 date sugar. Do I have any spare? I don't, right? I'll use it all up. Do I have any dates lying around? I fucking don't. The only dates I have are in my inventory. That's fine though. We can grab a bunch. I mean, it's also the difficulty when it comes to like those sorts of game, AAA game companies and studios, I should say. Honestly, I think AAA has really gone down the fucking sink for a lot of reasons, and I think there's not really great answers at this stage, right? Like, you wonder why most of the time people lean towards indies, like indie games and indie developers, is because like while they're unrefined and messy, they're more pure, and you actually see a bit more of a directed rationale that's been tried to be done. Goddamn. So yeah, no, it's I don't know with Bethesda, right? Like I really don't. I'll be interested to see how this new game goes. But I don't think I'll be picking it up, because the last game that I picked up early, that I was kind of excited for, was a game from CD Projekt Red. And I'm pretty sure we all know how that release went. And yes, I am talking about Cyberpunk 2077. I went into that knowing it was going to be buggy and shitty, because I remember what Witcher 3 was like on release. But I'm gonna be honest, that game, a lot of things in it just felt like a copy paste of so many other games to me. A lot of games that I typically just got bored of. So with it being hyper buggy as well, I just kind of switched off and didn't want to play it. I wouldn't mind going back to it now at this stage, right? Because I know they've cleaned up a lot, they've fixed a lot, and they've also, I think it's is it Liberty City is the name of like the, I think it's a free expansion for the game. But it just, I don't know. Like there was elements of the game that I knew I wasn't gonna like pretty early on, and I think I played like a total of 2 or 3 hours of it, and I just stopped playing. Also, the problem I have is, okay, if I'm going to play it, right, when am I going to play it? Because I don't have time to play games outside of stream. So, like, simply put, yeah, when the fuck am I going to play it? Because there's no way Cyberpunk 2077 is going to work on stream for me. That thing fucking tanks my computer already. And if someone says get a better computer, fuck you, pay for it. Buy me a better computer. Also, I just realized I didn't skip the night. Oh, like, AAA, AA, and all that sort of stuff. The ratings when it comes to companies. How to best describe it's basically just scope, right? Scale and scope.
Sounds good to me.
So a AAA developer, we're talking like it's numbers games. It's not quality. It's the same with movies. Movies have the same thing. As a AAA project, like Marvel or AAA production studios. Do you think that every single one of their movies is top quality? God, no. I don't think a fucking single person loves every single Marvel movie. In fact, I think fucking far from it. I think a lot of people fucking hate a lot of them. So those ratings don't always matter, but like B rating is, again, like a great example of, well, look at B grade horror, right? It's pretty fucking shit most of the time. It's like fucking ketchup used for blood and all that. It's fun, it's entertaining, it's silly, but it's not good, right? And if you're gonna try and tell me that it's good, you're literally trying to just incite something. I know you're trying to. Don't do that. Right? I'm not that stupid. No, it's a spread, isn't it? Yep. So, yeah, no, if you're someone that thinks like, oh, it's a AAA game, so it's gonna be worth my time, don't. Do not think like that. That is a huge misconception. And should be avoided at all bloody cost. But yeah, no, it's again, it's a difficult thing. Like once you kind of know how that system works, you realize that it is just money. It is just like the amount of money I believe that's going through the project is what actually determines those sorts of ratings. It does not issue quality, and it never has. It means it's got a better chance of being high quality, I guess, in some regards, because it's got more money going through it. But like Hollywood titles constantly are an example of just AAA movies being absolutely fucking shit. Like, I will not take anyone trying to tell me that like most AAA Hollywood movies are good. We use the term Hollywood movie mostly nowadays just to cover up the fact that we don't want to call them AAA anymore. I noticed that as being a trend. Which, I mean, I agree with. I agree with it somewhat. Okay. Oh, right. So what was this again? Truffle oil. I can just dump the truffle oil here for now, I think. I'm just gonna dump this here as well. It's just annoying me in my inventory. Right, now I think we're at a point where, since we've... This requires milk, this requires milk, this requires milk. This requires exploration, and this requires waiting. So let us start stocking up this chest. Has it gone to woke? I haven't watched it myself, as of yet. From what I saw of the trailers, again, like, I think I've made a point about the concept of wokeness in the past is just like such a fucking stupid concept to me, because media develops with the times, right? Like, it always has. Go back 20 years ago and like the movies were pushing the same shit. To think that they weren't, you're just kidding yourself. So it's always been this. So do I think movies are trying to keep up with the times? Yes. Do I think that they've not got found the right footing for it? Also yes. I mean, we've seen like numbers increase when it comes to Hollywood movies of like Asian in America, like Asian actors and actresses are starting to become more common, but like Hispanic hasn't increased all that much, I believe. And it's the difficulty, right? Like, it's mainly white males, and it's going to be mainly white males for a while, and that is because you've got to experience, right? Experience is the big thing. Now, can anyone do the same job as anyone else with enough time and effort? Yes, theoretically. But it just causes the situation of... You want to know what the real problem I see a lot of the time is? It's the self-perpetual thing of like needing experience and recognizable name and not being given the opportunity for it. And that's I think something everyone can somewhat get the feeling of, right? Is that the idea that like they ask you at the CV or the interview, it's like, oh, well, have you got experience in this field? And it's like, well, no, but this is an entry-level job. And it's like, well, we want experience in the field. We're going to pick someone that has experience in the field first. It's like, but it's an entry-level job. Bitch, you literally asked for me to have low fucking stats, and you come in and go, but nah. No, but that's kind of what's happened with that stuff as well, with entertainment. So, do I think there is plenty of actors, actresses, directors, and all that of whatever fucking stem of things out there that are of high quality? I think there is, but they're just not given the opportunity. The problem is what we're seeing is these people that have been writing these older movies that were not more accommodating and more wide, trying to write these new ones, or they're trying to get new people in, like I was suggesting, and they're just bad. I have seen some like movies and TV shows and books and all sorts in recent times that are phenomenal for inclusivity, but like they're also far and few between. I'm not gonna lie to you and say like there's a whole fucking lot of them. There's not, because there's a lot of them that are bad. And the problem is that like the groups a lot of the time that are involved with that sort of stuff are so fucking desperate to get like an L on like a W on their side that they'll say all of it is good, which is fucking balderdash. That's fucking wrong. It's okay for some content to be bad. Just hope that some of it's good. God, I've gotten into a bit of a fucking controversial take with that one, I think, a little bit. Town console, cool. Phantom Potion, Shadow Potion, Grey Potion. We'll just nick from my reserves because I'm already planning to make these. Phantom Potion, Shadow Potion, and thing. That should be the Grey Potion, yeah. All that. But yeah, no, it's just, again, like, I'll always stress, like, I have a hard time when it comes to the concept of, like, oh, this game's too woke. Again, it's a buzzword, not an actual descriptor. Rhubarb, that's right. I need rhubarb for that. I mean, like, you want to know one thing I really fucking hate about, like, game journalism. Alright. This is me going on a little bit of a tangent for myself for a moment here. I hate in game journalism what it's done to, like, well, I mean, just information around games. Is it's no longer about like interviewing or getting like interesting takes. It's about talking about drama. So all of the stuff nowadays is about like Baldur's Gate. All right, Baldur's Gate 3 came out recently, and it's super popular. And then there was like one fucking tweet, I think, made by like someone about how like oh, Baldur's Gate 3 has now created like expectations that are too high to meet for game developers or some shit like that, right? And it's such an out of context statement to take. Most fucking devs don't, they'll look at it and go, damn, that's a cool game. In fact, that's what I've pretty much heard universally. It's like, oh yeah, no, Baldur's Gate 3, they did it. They put a lot of fucking work in and it's fucking good. Do I feel that like that puts an expectation on me per se making my game? God fucking no. Okay, well, your game's not the same stem of game it is. So what about a game that's got like an RPG element to it? Still no. It's a AAA fucking development that took fucking ages. And it's a good quality. It still has a couple of problems, but like overall it's a fucking good quality game. I actually do want to kind of go play it. So no, I'm not fucking like anyone that's telling you fucking this game's set a standard and all that sort of stuff. It hasn't. It's fucking just bullshit. Oh, hey yo. So yeah, no, that's why I really hate the game journalism at the moment with that sort of stuff, where it's just that sort of gotta get them buzz, get them clicks, get them views. It's always so silly. I mean, to be fair, that's what media's become like in general now, isn't it? Right, we want a bunch of these. I'm just gonna make max amount of there. Yeah, that's what meteor is. I know it is. I literally studied it, like political media especially, and it's just a whole bunch of horse crap. But it doesn't stop the fact that like you still sit there and just go, really? Really, guys? Are you really doing this today? But yeah, so that's my thoughts on that Boulder Gate fucking media crap. That's like they'll fucking report on that shit, but they won't like talk about how like Mortdog is Mortdog, for example, again going back to him being an amazing dev and not doing an interview of him. Can't fucking bores me, especially when it's the media. Fuck yeah. Yeah, I think that's a really fucking accurate way of looking at it. It's just so fucking disappointing.
How's it going?
I don't want to talk to you, bud.
How's it going? All right. How's it going?
Let me click on my fucking cord. God damn it. Right, the guy that created some of my worst nightmares as a player. But it's true, as a game dev, I wouldn't have dreamed of any better. Yeah, that's the thing, is he... Say everything you will, right? But it's hard to disagree. That man is exactly what you want as a game dev. Right? He's honest, he's transparent, and he works with his community very, very closely. That's why, like, I got so upset with the recent stuff around how, like, people were treating him. I actually got really fucking upset. It's like, I'm making a game. I would like, got thick skin, right? Like, I've got real fucking thick skin. But I don't stop the fact that, like, if you're getting that shit, that quantity, you're eventually gonna give, and that's not nice. Yes. Oh, I mean, like, he talks about how he acts as a shield for his dev team. And, like, that is such an admirable thing. Because, like, people are gonna be dickheads. We're all fucking old enough to acknowledge that, like, people are gonna be assholes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And people are gonna troll. Like, the amount of oh god, yeah, no, the whole Draven fucking thing was just horrific. And and he really got pushed to limits. And I mean, I always talk about the fucking hatred I have for people that think it's funny or acceptable to post death threats to like devs or creators of any kind. It's like, you didn't make this ship happen in this one story that you're writing. How dare you? My fanfic is ruined. Go die. That's not fucking cool. That's fucking, like, that's an asshole right there. Like, how insecure must you be to do that shit, right? It's, I know it's the nature of the internet, right? But Monkey's just mean for no reason. Yeah, it really does feel like that, It's like, ooh, we just want to make your life fucking worse. It's like, but why? What have I done to you? You gave me something that I liked. Okay. Why are you being an asshole to me? Because you gave me something I liked and I liked it too much. Like, again, we've been talking most of the stream about, like, the concept of, if can people complain because they love something a lot of the time, right? Like, I've talked about some of the, things I don't quite feel great about with this game. But, like, I've been sitting there and just going, like, yeah, I love this game. I really do. I can see this being just such a gorgeous game with just a little bit of stuff to it, but I don't mind. It's as good as it is. I'm not gonna fucking tell them to upheave their design decisions just to accommodate my preferences. What fucking right do I have to that? I'm just some random fucking dude on the internet that also game devs, and that's why I respect that, like, making a game's fucking hard, man. It's fucking hard. I've put in all the fucking work I have for my thing, and hopefully when I do actually finally release the alpha, people will like it. But I can't guarantee that. And I've put in sleepless nights. I've put in, like, I've detrimented my health, my social life, my well-being to make it. Does that guarantee it's going to be a good game? No. I think it's a good game. I think it's going in the right direction. But, like, no one realizes how hard something is without even trying? Yeah. That's why I do get kind of upsetty spaghetti with the people that just go like, oh, just do this. And it's like, well, no. Also, that's a terrible idea. Oh god, the amount of... Going back to Mort Dog. Mort Dog is a perfect example of this. The amount of times people go like, why don't you change this to this? And it's like, because I'm not stupid? Like, some people want very specific changes. That's okay. Right? Not gonna tell them they're wrong for that. Gonna tell them that the idea is not gonna work, and you just need to accept that. Respect the hustle. Thank you. No, it's again, it's a difficult thing, being especially solo deving, right? Like, this is where I go. Indie devs deserve a lot of praise, but then also do not deserve infinite praise. When you become a millionaire, don't forget us little people. Trust me, there is no way that's happening. There's also the issue that many people telling him something isn't balanced and he just ignores it sometimes. Yes, but I will also make a statement on the fact that like they have access to stats that we don't have access to anymore, especially. Is it justifiable to say that we know better than he does? Because so it's 8 that I need, sorry. And I like, again, some of it is a bit of a play up, right? Like he does it for getting a rise out of people, and it's kind of fun. Because while like you want the game perfectly balanced, it's impossible to get perfect balance. At the moment, they've been like pushing the needles constantly, just like slightly. They mucked up with the Samira thing, for example, where literally they just cleaned up the spell and then they realized, oh shit, the spell's actually insane. It was literally just like making the spell work, and the spell all of a sudden became one of the, like, Samira became one of the strongest units in the game as a 1 cost. If you could get blue buff Noxus, it was insane, right? And anyone that's been playing recently knows it's like, yeah, that was bad. What did they do? They didn't really nerf her per se. They nerfed the mechanic of stripping stats. So they made it so no longer can it go negative. Yeah. And like, again, it's one of those things. Samira used to be fucking terrible. Samira used to be one of the worst 1 costs in the game. Then they fixed how her spell worked, and then she became one of the best units in the game. How are they supposed to know? That's why, like, they did the changes with multicaster, and then they've also cleaned up like Vel'Koz and stuff like that recently, with the expectation that it is going to be too strong. Like they were very cautious about it, and it is. It is still strong. Vel'Koz still isn't the best. I mean, he still gets outperformed by fucking Sona, which is just insane to me. But that's, again, like, that's one of those things that, like, at this point in time, is there even a good answer other than just like kind of waiting out, seeing if there's a way to solve it? Like, you can keep lowering Sona's damage, but then like there's a point where she does nothing. Vel'Koz with a clown, yeah. I do like the idea that they had with Vel'Koz's spell, but I do think that there were better options for especially like the multicaster idea. I honestly think they should have gone with his E, not his Q, for like a design for like base point. But that's just me, because like the problem with Sorcerer is that it's very front to back. And outside of Ari, arguably, but even still then, it's pretty front to back. So you get to the situation of, imagine Vel'Koz as Talia if you had E. Ooh, that would actually be an interesting combo, though. Are you telling me that it would not be, like, fucking cool? Because that's like another knock-up for Talia. That would give like an interesting multicaster combination. Because at the moment, there's, outside of the fact that they're multicasters, there's actually no synergies really. They would just be OP. I mean, like, there's again the argument of just balance around it. Talia's pretty strong when it comes to stuff. They could just pull down the passive a little bit in power. Or they raise the cost of Vel'Koz's E. Again, if it's just... I'm not saying that is a 100% answer, right? And God, no, I'm not trying to say that, like, I'm a better fucking balance, like a game dev or balancer than the fucking people that work at Riot, right? I could make an argument about the League of Legends live design, a live balance team, but that's an argument for another day. Think so. That's leftover, right? Yeah. But no, it's just there's every design decision has opportunity cost, right? League is unfixable. I don't know at this point, eh? Like, it's just... I remember playing for a long time. I remember fucking when Challenger was released. I remember Oceania finally getting a fucking server. I remember, like, when the map changed. I've seen that game go through so much, and it's just the issue I have, right, is that I actually loved the durability rework that they did. I think that was a good decision. So many people didn't. But I think it was a good decision because it was them trying something that needed to... K-Grip, fuck you. Back in my day, I remember when Jax used to have an actual dodge and literally could sit in a fountain of 95%. Fucking one shot, you bitch. But like, it is just a thing of like, I think the durability rework was a good idea. I just think it was executed incorrectly. Like, it could have been executed better. Scion was different. Oh my god. I remember the old like AP Scion. Oh my god, that was such a fucking nightmare. Yeah, that was not... I'm glad they reworked Scion. Scion rework was like one of the best reworks they'd ever done. I will fucking die on that hill. The summons in Final Fantasy are OP, but they made it hard to get it, which is a good balance. I mean, yeah, like there's opportunity cost. It's always good stuff. You know, one rework that I'll always be a little sad at, but I completely acknowledge why they did it, was Tarek, right? Because I actually loved playing Tarek top. I was one of those people that fucking loved that, where you had a point and click stun and you would just fucking slap someone with Iceborne Gauntlet and ruin their life. To be fair, I'm also the wrong person when it comes to a lot of that stuff. This is the... Oh no, this is my response. Okay. We got 3 milk and 3,000 silver. Yes! That's just being toxic. True. No, I mean, like... God damn, there's a lot of fucking silver. One... thing I will never deny, right? And it's just that came back with the milk. Fucking wish he came back with more though. I still need like another 10. Which is really annoying because it's RNG to get it. Fuck, what was I saying? I got distracted by milk. You got the milk. Alright, god damn it. I think I was talking about League. That's right, I was talking about what I used to play. I'm one of those people that fucking loved Tank Echo. Back when it was like you rushed Trinity Force, because it was not mythic stuff back then, and then you just go tank items. Because his passive slowed enough that you could take him top. And it would just like, you'd be able to slow them down easily, get them in your W, and then set up a gank from that. That was so much fun. I loved that shit, man. And now, like, there is like no HP scaling on his ult. So there's just, HP scaling's gone and his slows are fucking terrible. So it's just, there's no point. And like, I get that because like, obviously, you don't want to have tank assassins are just annoying. Look at Cassante. Yes, I will. I mean, my problem with Cassante is just like, he mechanically is a tank assassin by design. Echo was not, and it meant that you had the opportunity cost that you actually didn't do much damage. Because you had to, so when you did that, you took Fervor, I believe it was called, which is like whenever you did attack, you gain damage. And that's why you would take Trinity Force, because it gave you attack speed. And that was basically all you took, and the rest was tank stats. Like, that worked because of the opportunity cost that you didn't actually do that much damage by the end. Most of your damage came from the W passive by the end of it, and the fact that you would set up for your team. The problem with Cassante is that he builds tank and then does damage. Sure, he Vagar ults himself, so low skill level players are just going to kill themselves. But it doesn't stop the fact that, like, high level, he's actually horrendous because you just don't get to interact with him. Like, a good Cassante basically turns it into a single player game. And how is that fun? Okay, let me do the math in my head. So that's, we're just gonna get that one do 5 cheese thing done now, right? So it's done and dusted. That's it, cheese. All right, so then we need 5 more cheese for this. And we need 2 more milk for that. So we need 7 more. Cassante has more dashes than Akali and Fizz combined. Yeah, and that's the problem. Like, Akali and Fizz are champions that are really fucking hard to interact with, but like, the moment you land that stun, the moment you land that one good spell on them, they fall over like fucking paper. Even with the durability changes, that was still the case. It's like, you landed a good stun, you could kill Fizz and Akali. Sort of thing. And I would argue still they're pretty prevalent in the meta, from what I've seen. But like, Akshan, for example. I dislike the fact that ADCs all have gap closers now. Right? Like, he is the design of a champion that just doesn't make sense as to why they gave him some of the stuff in his kit. I thought he'd be fine because, like, they kept going, like, look, what we've aimed for with his design is to give the opportunity cost that he has really bad base stats. And they did on release. And then they buffed them. And now he's insanely good. And I'm like, what the fuck was the point then? You buff his early game, which was his weakness, so he actually had a strong late game. And now he's got an okay-ish early game, especially in mid, and demolishes late game. It's like, that's not right. It's like, oh, but his scaling is bad because he's got a really shitty passive. They're real smart. Again, I think the live balance team for League of Legends specifically has been it's not been good game health decisions that they've been making. Because they've played too hard to the power fantasy side now. I'm just gonna make how many I can make. And like, that was always the thing, right, with League, is that you kind of wanted those epic moments, those individual moments where you shine bright. That was the advantage League of Legends had over Dota. Dota was much more refined on, like, team-orientated play. That's why when the heroes kept getting stronger and stronger, by stats and by items and by everything, like the power ceiling kept rising, the game changed didn't change from team fights, but it changed from like what the objective plays were. Whereas League has always been more about the individual, not about playing as a team. And that's why, like, again, balancing around LCS always felt bad, because that was balancing around team play, not actual play. Because any good player, like, as someone that managed to get to Challenger at one point, but that was way back when it was like super easy in OCE because everyone was shit, still shit, but you know. The difference between the pro scene and the challenger scene was night and day. And like you'd argue, it's like, oh, well, it's LCS isn't worth balancing around, they ain't even good players. True. Like, I'm gonna be honest, the LCS has been just the competitive scene has been fucking terrible to watch for such a long time. Ever since that one meta, where, what was it? The Grievous Wounds change. If anyone remembers that, where it was changed to self-healing and not, like all healing. That meta was one of the worst fucking metas ever. That and Ardent Sensor meta. Those, I think that was about the same time. So every match was literally bot lane was Soraka, Janna. Every game, without fail. And if it wasn't them, that was because one of them got banned. And then it was like a Lulu or a Zillion. Lulu preferably. And then it was just Cogmore with the old Rage Blade, which gave you the cleave effect. I hated that because I actually watched competitive up until that point. And then I just stopped watching because every game was the exact same shit. And it was so bad. Then it was Lushanami versus Zeri Lulu. Yeah, like that's what I heard the meta became afterwards. With when Zeri came out. Like, I missed the... Go back, like, good a season or two before that, it was actually a lot more diverse. Picks were a bit wider, except for Rumble. Rumble was in every fucking game. But you don't see Rumble anymore. Or as much. Or Gnar. Gnar was in just about every game. It was top laners that were more consistent in picks. But even then, they weren't guaranteed. Like, I actually really liked the game when Gnar was hugely meta. Solo queue didn't, but I want to go back where they picked weird shit like Pyke mid. Yeah, that was fun. I mean, like, now Pyke is just exclusively a support, right? And he's designed around that. To my understanding. I will openly admit I haven't actually played a proper League game in years. Because I just refuse to, because the game just got really fucking awful for me. I'd put too much stress on me. Can still play him mid, but he's way less playable. Oh, okay. I mean, like, that's okay, I guess. It's just, like, comparative to a lot of the mid laners I see now, like, what the fuck's a Pyke supposed to do versus a Akshan? Like, an Akshan can avoid the Pyke for the most part and can roam just about as better. For me, for you now, but now I'm just a TFT player. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I play TFT and I play ARAM. I've played Arena as well because I get to play with a mate. But, like, that's it. And when we do that, we tend to play, like, low... I try and get us to play low skill champs because, he's mechanically good at a handful of champions. I'm generally good at almost all champions. which means that low mechanic ones means that we have a better chance of winning. You got to top 20 EUW on Arena. That's really impressive. Nice. But I mean, like, that's the thing. Arena's fun. I would never play Arena solo though. I do not understand the mental to do that. I would fucking hate that game mode if I tried to play it like that. Kaiser Jax went hard. Yeah, to be fair, I banned Kaiser from every game I play. Because I do not want to play with, like, the low interactivity ceiling of that. Okay, so that's 3, there's 6, that's 9. 9 plus 4, 13. So I need 2 more. And I need rhubarb for it. Just pick Kale Lulu. True. It was Kale Lulu or Cogmore Lulu, wasn't it? It is the one I saw a lot. I also tried to play Twitch a few times. He was kind of funny. Especially when you, like, did the stutter step correctly, because you could literally just have an aneurysm. It was fucking stupid. Because if I'm remembering correctly, one of the traits of Arena is uncapped attack speed, right? Either those botline or volley or 100 cage. God damn. Yeah, no, I could see that. I actually love Ornn. I've always been a big Ornn enjoyer. Because it's just the idea that, like, that is a tank that I think was done well, right? That was a Juggernaut, sorry, correction. But, like, I think that was a Juggernaut that was done well. It has engage, has a lot of utility. I do think the Unstoppable that he had on his W for a long time was a bit much. But I do like this the current iteration of him quite a bit. I think they did a somewhat decent job with that. But yeah, no, I do think like that's why I say, like, Unstoppable's too much. Yeah, like, it was just a little too much. Like, it was what its W used to give. It was a max HP shield and unstoppable while casting, if I'm remembering correctly. And I would not even count the amount of times, like, a Veg Arcade would be played down on me and I would just press W. And it's like, haha. Fuck you. Everyone has unstoppable on a 4-second cooldown. Oh, you're talking about fucking, is it, oh, what is it called now? It's the fucking red dagger thing, the assassin thing. Didn't that get nerfed too, finally? To, like, 30-second cooldown? Is it Duskblade? Is that what it's called? Oh, Neferi? Oh, Jesus, yeah. Fucking Knife Doggo. I liked Knife Doggo. I think it was actually... I think overall... Knife Doggo was actually done more or less correctly. Like, maybe this is a controversial take, but I do think that, like, outside of, like, the damage numbers being a little up there, Neferi is actually pretty fucking well designed. If a player is a full CDR lethality sham, so it's 4 seconds. Oh, okay. See, now that's where I start going like, okay, that's a bit much, but like I do think Neferi herself as a design was really cool. And I think the stats for her aren't too bad. I will admit, again, coming from a perspective of haven't really played much of her. And when I have played of her, I have been relatively successful. Like, she does damage, but the amount of times, like, if I'm playing ARAM, for example, and there's a Neferi on the other team, she does not do well, because you just fuck it, like, she starts casting her, I think it's the W, the charge, and you just go like, cool, stun, you're dead now. You've just opened yourself up to such a fucking, like, opportunity to kill you. And you could argue it's like, oh, well, just get better players to play as it and it'll be fine. Don't stop the fact that, like, it's pretty easy to abuse that sort of champ. It has very clear weakness windows, and that's fine. What was it that I needed again? Was it an extract? It was chamomile tea. Chamomile tea. I probably only need one of these, I'm gonna be honest. Oh god, it's nighttime and I didn't sleep. Fuck. Oh, we're also coming up on time to probably finish up. I'm really annoyed because I really want to fucking get like some of these side quests done before we finish the game, but like I feel that I can finish the game in like a space of half an hour at this stage.
Morning.
But because the fucking shit's on an RNG cycle. Again, very, very unhappy about that mechanic. RNG about getting a resource that you need so much of is not exactly pleasant. RNG game in any game never feels good. Oh no, I will disagree with that to an extent. Is that like there is some RNG that feels fine, right? Like Vampire Survivors. Vampire Survivors has good RNG. I will defend that game quite a bit. But I believe it's a good way to balance. Yes, it is actually a very good way to balance a lot of games. It's like, again, it is down to trying to find the room in between, like giving the player urgency, and like feeling like they actually make decisions, and not just being like full RNG. Like this is full RNG situation where it's like, this isn't me making decisions anymore. This is me just like rotating through the days and hoping one of them he's gonna have milk. Like if you told me that if I sold a specific thing to him he's more likely to have milk the next day, that gives me agency. Sorry, that's what I was looking for, the word agency over the actions. Which is very important to player enjoyment, is agency over their actions. That's why like Monopoly can feel so fucking terrible to play, because you lose agency. As the game progresses and the monopolies start getting bought up and all that, and like things become monopolized, you lose agency and you just start rolling and relying purely on RNG to not fuck you over. Which, again, is why, like, for a game sense, Monopoly is one of the worst games ever designed. for example, in TFT, other players influence it in a way. Yeah, I mean, like, there's also something that I do quite a bit, obviously, if I'm, like, down rolling. I'm rolling for a 3-cost carry. Okay, well, I'll buy 3 costs out of the shop. That influences the fact that, like, I'm going to see a 3-cost. It increases the odds that the 3-cost is the one that I want. Like, there's way to act upon it, but it's still RNG. It doesn't guarantee me anything. I thought they start to slowly remove RNG in modern games. No, it's just better hidden, I'll be honest. Most of the time. RNG is very, very common. I say that, if I do look at, like, From Software, right? From Software has avoided RNG pretty aggressively. Outside of certain things. Now, you might wonder what is those certain things? Attack patterns. Bosses have somewhat predetermined attacks and some predetermined attack patterns. However, outside of, like, maybe a few of them, more or less, the attacks are, like, there's randomization between which attacks used next. Gotchas would be dead, or any RPG with rare drop or attack. Yeah, exactly. Like, rare drops and attack patterns, those are the sort of thing. I mean, like, imagine Borderlands without RNG. That would be fucking terrible. The point of that game is, like, excessive loot drops and RNG to it. And there's a lot of, like, non-RNG weapons in there as well. To be fair, though, that some of that is the community patch actions, which, again, community involvement always fixes some of those things. But, yeah, no, like, again, the point of gacha is to stimulate gambling. I mean, like, you're rolling for a PNG, right? I say this as someone that's playing a lot of Honkai Star Rail at the moment, and I dumped maybe like 450 New Zealand dollars earlier this week and got fucking screwed. Borderlands is my favorite game since I speedran it for 2 years. Oh, really? That's pretty cool. Like, I like Borderland games. Kafka took me 100. I got Kafka. I wanted to try and get her higher eidolons. You wanna fucking give me a sec? Since we might as well save now. I'm gonna save and quit, and I'm gonna show the fucking numbers I had. Cause it's actually pain. Give me a second. I will show my history of warps. That is all of my banner warps that I've done. Look at my Kafka stuff. I'm actually, again, to give an idea how much, like, the money I put in is, the 450 New Zealand dollars is 3 of the largest purchases done. I want to die. I am so upset with so much of this. Like, that's straight up my warps. I'm actually so upset. Like, I've got an E2 Clara now. Now I need to save for Jing because she's hot. True. I mean, I'm probably gonna go for, like, one roll for, because I believe next one is Dan Hung's new 5-star, and then I think after that's the Quantum Preservation girl, right? I'm gonna probably do one go and get Dan Hang's one at this point. Get him once and then just go hardcore for the preservation quantum, because I actually really like the design that they went with it for her. As well as, like, let's be honest, there was one like channel that does lots of really shitty shorts around Honkai that was always funny, and they're like talking about her alt. I like the picture on your computer. Oh, you mean my background image? Yeah. I actually fucking put it a little bit. I'm very, very picky about like background images and stuff like that, so I take a long time to pick mine normally. I believe this is just like Google Mystical Forest and you'll find it. Like Mystical Fantasy Forest or something like that. But yeah, no, I think I've had this for like a year and a half or 2 years now. I did originally use Wallpaper Engine, but... Oh, I can see my cat wants to get out. I did use Wallpaper Engine, but I eventually, like, lag-wise, for streaming, that was not worth it, and I just couldn't be asked turning it off and on constantly for a stream. AK, you want out? Come say hi to the fucking viewers for a bit. Oops, sorry, Toy. You wanna say hi? Yeah? Oh, no, you want to cuddle. Okay. The other one has currently got a fucking pillow over the top of it. Alright. Well, that's going to be it for today. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, consider leaving a like or a comment on this, the video. It'd be very much appreciated. Helps the video out more than you might know. Okay, cat. Consider subscribing to the channel, hitting the notification bell to find out when I go live, as well as follow me over on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it. Tank for streaming. All good. No, I'm always happy. Feel free to stick around though for because I think this weekend I'll see if I can get another. I'm sorry, cat. I'll let you down now. I'll try and get another dev stream out for purposes. I'll see how it goes. But yeah, no, stick around for next week because we've got more stuff going on. So yeah, no, thank you so much for once again, and you're awesome. Stay awesome, and I hope to see you again next time. Until then, bye bye.